before the private jets, before the billion-dollar empire, before she became a name recognized in every corner of the globe. There was a little girl who grew up in the crushing grip of poverty, a world surrounded by violence, and a spirit silenced by unimaginable pain. Her name was Oprah Winfrey. This is not just another story of success. This is a story of survival. It's a testament to the idea that our deepest wounds can become the source of our greatest power. This is the story of how a voice, once lost in the darkness, rose to illuminate the world. Oprah Winfrey was born in the rural landscapes of Mississippi to a teenage single mother navigating a world that offered them very little. She didn't grow up in the comfort of luxury or the safety of a stable home. She grew up in deep, gnawing poverty, where the fabric of her dresses was sometimes made from potato sacks, a constant, scratching reminder of what she lacked. Her early years were not filled with the innocent joys of childhood, but were instead a quiet landscape of neglect and isolation, spent on a small, remote farm. The silence of those early days was soon shattered by a horror that would follow her for years. As a child, she was subjected to repeated sexual abuse, a trauma so profound and so confusing that, at such a young age, she couldn't even grasp the gravity of what was happening to her. The pain was a secret she was forced to carry, a heavy shadow that clung to her spirit. This relentless cycle of violation culminated in a tragic turning point. By the tender age of 14, Oprah was pregnant. The baby, born prematurely, did not survive. This is a depth of loss and trauma that would have broken most people forever. It's a point in the story where the light could have been extinguished for good, leaving nothing but a void of despair. The world could have, and perhaps expected to, forget her name. But this is precisely where Oprah's story diverges from the expected path. This is where the story of survival transforms into a story of defiance. In the midst of that suffocating darkness, Oprah discovered something that would alter the course of her entire existence. She discovered something powerful, something that had been taken from her but that she could reclaim. She discovered her voice. It began not with a microphone, but with the pages of a book. In the world of stories, she found an escape. In the act of reading aloud, she found a rhythm and a strength she never knew she possessed. She learned that speaking, that reading, that telling stories, both her own and others, gave her something she had been starved of her entire life, a sense of control. Her voice was not just a sound, it became her weapon, her shield, and her guide. It was the one thing that was truly and completely hers. She poured all her energy into honing this newfound tool, transforming her pain into a relentless drive for excellence. That drive propelled her forward. She excelled in school, becoming a standout student who captivated teachers and peers alike. Her voice, now confident and clear, won speech competitions and debate tournaments, earning her accolades and, more importantly, a way out. She secured a full scholarship to college, a ticket to a future that once seemed impossible. And then, one day, that very same voice, forged in silence and strengthened by words, took her to the world of television. She landed her first job in media while still in high school. She didn't get there because she fit a conventional mold or because she was a polished, perfect news anchor. She got there because she was real. Her presence was authentic, raw, and deeply human. However, the path to a global stage was not a smooth, uninterrupted ascent. Her early career was fraught with rejection, criticism, and profound doubt. The very qualities that made her unique were the ones the industry tried to stamp out. In a pivotal moment early in her career as a news anchor in Baltimore, she was fired from her evening news co-anchor position. The reason given was that she was too emotional and too involved in the story she was reporting. Too emotional. Think about that. The very essence of her humanity, Her ability to deeply feel and empathize with the suffering and joys of others was labeled a professional weakness, a flaw that made her unfit for the job. In the rigid, detached world of traditional news broadcasting, her empathy was a liability. She was demoted, pushed aside, and given a role on a local morning talk show move many considered a career dead end. But what they saw as a weakness, Oprah would soon transform into her undisputed, world-changing greatest strength. Instead of hardening her heart, instead of copying the detached and impersonal style of her peers, Oprah made a revolutionary choice. She leaned into her empathy. She decided to be even more herself, not less. On that morning show, she didn't just interview people from across a desk. She connected with them, heart to heart. She listened with an intensity that made her guests feel seen and heard, often for the first time. In 1986, this radically empathetic approach to television was given its own national platform. The Oprah Winfrey Show launched, and with its arrival, the landscape of daytime television, and arguably culture itself, changed forever. It wasn't just a talk show, it became a national conversation, a daily therapy session for millions. On her stage, she dared to talk about the things no one else would. She brought taboo subjects out of the shadows and into the light of day. She discussed trauma, confronting the painful realities of abuse and survival with unflinching honesty. She explored the pathways to healing, offering her audience tools for personal growth and self-discovery. She delved into complex issues of identity, race, and spirituality. She created a space where vulnerability was not a weakness, but a source of communal strength. Millions of viewers across the country saw themselves in her story, in her questions, and in her tears. They saw their own struggles reflected in the stories of her guests and found solace in her compassionate guidance. The woman who was once told she was too emotional was now using that very emotion to build the most successful talk show in history. Her authenticity became her brand, and through that brand, she became the first Black female billionaire in the world, an achievement not built on music, sports, or inheritance, but on the raw, unshakable power of authentic storytelling. Oprah Winfrey did not stop at building an empire of wealth. She was determined to build an empire of impact. Her power was never just for power's sake. It was always power with a profound and unwavering purpose. She understood that her platform gave her a responsibility, and she used her influence to uplift, educate, and empower. She launched the OWN network, creating a media landscape dedicated to mindful and intentional living. Her famous book club became a cultural phenomenon, capable of turning little-known authors into global bestsellers overnight, revitalizing the publishing industry, and encouraging millions to read more deeply and think more critically. But her impact reached far beyond the screen. With a deep sense of gratitude and a memory of her own beginnings, she invested her fortune in creating opportunities for others. She funded hundreds of scholarships for deserving students. She built the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls in South Africa, a state-of-the-art school providing a world-class education to girls from disadvantaged backgrounds, empowering a new generation of female leaders. She used her voice to amplify other voices, giving a platform to thinkers, healers, and activists who were working to make the world a better place. She took the pain of her past and transformed it into a global mission of purpose. And she took that purpose and turned it into a form of power the world had never seen before, power rooted in connection, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the potential of the human spirit. In a world that is increasingly obsessed with curated perfection, with flawless images and filtered lives, Oprah's legacy proves something truly revolutionary. Her life is a powerful counter-narrative to the idea that we must present an edited version of ourselves to the world. She taught us that you do not have to hide your past to build your future. You don't have to erase your scars to be seen as strong. In fact, your story, especially the broken, messy, and painful parts, can become the very foundation of your greatest strength. Your vulnerability can be your most powerful connector. Your truth, in all its raw complexity, is what will ultimately set you free and inspire others to do the same. Oprah Winfrey didn't rise to the top because she had an easy life or because the world made way for her. She rose because, after being silenced by trauma and dismissed by a world that didn't understand her, she refused to stay silent any longer. She reclaimed her voice and used it to change the world. From poverty to power, from pain to purpose, from a broken little girl to a billionaire who reshaped culture. This is what vision looks like. This is Luxovision.